All right, we are now on part 3. For the last part, because I'm limited on the amount of time I can spend on these videos, I was not able to really show you the cropping tool that I'll get to probably in the next part. But for part 3, I'm going to show you how I created this second review slide, because for this lesson, students do need to know how to find the number of sides of a shape and the number of angles. So I'm going to show you how I created this slide. So I'm going to start off with a blank slide, and I'm just going to go ahead and copy over my top that tells them that this is a review, and I'm going to insert another text box right around here, and this is going to be for the term side, and then I'm going to add in another one, and that's going to be for reviewing what angle means. So you can play with the size in order to make it one that you think looks the best. All right, so now I'm missing an example of those terms. So I did mention previously that I had purchased clip art, so I'm going to include those. I think I'll go with my shapes with faces for some reason. I just really like them. All right, and let's go with a parallelogram. All right, so I'm going to use this shape, and you can drag it in. All right, so for the side, I do want to highlight the different sides of this shape. So I'm going to go to Insert, and I'm going to click on the word line. And now I'm going to click on the word arrow. And now I have an arrow ready to be added to my shape or my slide. So I'm going to click and drag, and I now have one arrow pointing to the side. I'm going to have to go in and do the same thing again, and I'm going to have another arrow clicking to this one. And right now, the way I'm dragging it is going to be the wrong direction. So I'm going to go ahead and go with it. And I'm going to click on that and go to Arrange, and I'm just going to rotate that. And then you can kind of rotate it until it is pointing the way that you want. All right, make sure you start at the bottom and then end where you want it pointing. I did not do that last time. All right, so let me finish up these 4. And then if you want to make them thicker, you can go ahead and click on one, hold down the Shift button, and then click on all of them. And I'm going to change the color to red, so it matches up with the color I wrote side in. And then I can also change the thickness of them depending on how thick you want them. All right, and now I do notice that this one is a little bit smaller, so you can click and drag if you want it to be a little longer. All right, now we're going to work on angles. So angles are on the inside of a shape, so I'm actually going to click on shapes and grab this circle tool, and I'm going to click and drag till I make a circle. Now I do want this to be transparent, so I'm going to click on my paint can, and I'm going to click on the word transparent, which now means that I'll be able to drag it over the shape and it will show the shape underneath it. But I do want it to be thicker, and I also want it to have a certain color to match the word angle. So I'm going to click on this pencil tool, the border color, and I'm going to make that green to match. And now I can drag it over to, oh, for some reason this is hard to see where I'm going. There. If you want it to be thicker, you can just change the thickness depending on what you're looking for. And I'm just going to go ahead and make sure I drag that over to all 4 of my angles. And I've now been able to show students how to find the sides and the angles of this shape as an example.